All right, lady. It is bedtime. I love you. Night-night.
Well, it seems pretty cut and dry, no? I mean, she was the only one home with her kids, no forced entry. I just think...
That's the thing. But when she gets to court, she pleads not guilty.
How?
That's why I wanted to talk about this, because the defense, you'll never guess who the defense says did it.
The husband...
A demon.
Oh. So, they plead insanity.
No! They claim a demon came into their house and ate her children.
Maybe a demon ate your baby. Okay, we're laughing and making light, but we just want to say that this woman was suffering from something called postpartum psychosis, which is a very real thing.
Yes, and we're going to leave some links in the show notes for resources if you or anyone you know are suffering.
But now, let's get back to this batshit crazy defense.
Okay, so this is Lynn's story. She was home alone, had just put her 3 children to bed.
Never a good time in my household.
Definitely not. And her husband...
Well, where was he, by the way?
At work. Yeah, seems like the whole office was working late. Airtight alibi.
Of course.
Her husband testified that Lynn had been complaining about the feeling of being watched all week.
Like we said, postpartum psychosis, paranoia, and hallucinations are very common.
Right. And her husband thought nothing of it.
Of course he didn't.
He also testified that the night before the murders, she claimed to have seen something.
The demon?
Presumably. The night before, she was home alone with the kids.
Where is this husband? Men, what are you doing?
Yeah, and she felt something watching her. Eyes watching her. And then, right when she was about to head up to bed herself, she notices one of her blinds is still open.
Okay.
And instead of closing the blinds right away, she decides to take a peek outside.
Why would you do
Right.
that?
I would be upstairs under my covers.
Possibly crying.
Possibly. But what she sees shakes her to her core. It's not a terrible website because this episode is brought to you by Squarespace.
It's the all-in-one platform that knows the only true at checkout. That's 2die4 at checkout to get your passion project off the ground. What does she do? That's 2die4 at checkout to get your passion project off the ground. Okay, now let's get back to it.
She sees these eyes staring back at her.
What does she do?
She freezes, and the next thing she knows, they're gone.
Does she call the police?
She doesn't call anyone. She just tells her husband about it the next morning.
And he thinks nothing of it.
Listen, I don't know what this guy's deal is, but at the very least, he should not be leaving his wife alone with his children if she's talking about seeing demons out of their window.
Exactly.
So, obviously, this defense does not go well for Lynn, and she is basically laughed out of the courtroom by the judge. Bye.